Hey, so I know this is kind of a weird way to start a vlog, but I wanted to do it this way just to cover some things before we actually get into the vlog part of the vlog. Throughout really these entire two vlogs that you're going to see, um, as some of the parts that I filmed were a little weird or a little broken, and then especially in parks, I apologize I didn't necessarily film rides as much as I could, or I would talk about like a park's big attraction, but I never actually filmed it. But I did film in every single park that we went to, so you could at least see something in it, or some coaster that was in the park. But I apologize if there are kind of weird cuts or weird things along the way. That's just simply because some of the clips were filmed a very long distance of time apart from each other. So that's why some things appear more broken or, some things are repeated. This is also for me just to give me something to look back at, to reminisce about the trip. But without further ado, here is vlog 1 from our 2-week New England coaster tour. Alright, so we are on the road currently right now, driving to New York State. We've been driving for a little bit. We're on our way to Queensbury, New York. If you look here on the navigation, we have 9 hours and 44 minutes left, 624 miles of our drive. So things are going pretty good so far. Right now says we're going to arrive at 4:17 p.m. over in Queensbury, or near Queensbury. Our hotel's in Lake George. And tomorrow we're going to be visiting Six Flags Great Adventure, or excuse me, Six Flags Great Escape, not Great Adventure, that's in New Jersey, which will be the first of 10 parks on our trip. So right now we're just gonna keep driving, and soon enough we'll be crossing into Maryland and then into Pennsylvania. There's West Virginia right there. Usually it tells us we're in West Virginia. There we go.
Welcome to West Virginia.
So we were in West Virginia, and then we went to Maryland, and now we're in Pennsylvania. If you look out there, it's pretty flat farmland. We're currently set to arrive at 4:07, and we have 399 miles left, 6 hours, 20 minutes of driving. We're doing pretty good so far. It's only 9:39 a.m. in the morning. So far we've done 240 miles, so we're doing pretty good. We are in Pennsylvania and getting gas for $3.59 or $3.58 a gallon, basically $3.59. This is our first gas stop. We're about 340 miles in. Okay, we have been driving for a little while. We have 179 miles left, and that is the state that we have just entered. Let's see, it should give us the little ping.
Welcome to New York.
There we go. We're in New York now, so this is our destination state for today. And then tomorrow we'll be making our way into 2 new states. So we have 3 hours, 3 minutes left, 179 miles, so not too much longer left to go. It's also started raining as we're driving into New York State now. There's Great Escape through the trees there. Don't think the park is open today, but that's Great Escape right through there. Peeking through the trees. We are currently 4.5 miles away from our hotel. That's Great Escape right there. So that's the front of the park we're going to be visiting tomorrow. So it's actually been a few hours. We're here in our hotel room. We're staying in the Hampton Inn here in Lake George, and it is currently a little after 7:30 p.m. Tomorrow we go to Six Flags Great Escape. Only issue is there's supposed to be some rain. It's not supposed to start thunderstorming till in the afternoon, so we're just going to try to get in there, get the main stuff we want to do, and get out of there. But that's going to be the plan for tomorrow morning, and then for now, we already went and ate, so we have nothing that we're doing until tomorrow for the park. We're out here this morning at Lake George. This is actually Lake George. We're here before we go to the park. It's supposed to be some rain, but according to the weather, it's going to hold off. So we'll be able to hopefully get all the coasters in, but this is Lake George. It's a really beautiful area around here, just a really quaint kind of lake or lakeside town here. We are getting ready to go into Six Flags Great Escape. There's Steamin' Demon right there. Not that it's a good coaster, but it's there. So we just got off our first coaster of the trip here at Great Escape. That was Comet. That was actually a pretty good classic wooden coaster. Not a ton of airtime, but it ran pretty smooth, at least where we were sitting in the second row. So that was actually a pretty good first ride of the trip.
We rode it twice. The train was full on the second one, and it was just
noticeably faster on the second go around. That was a good first ride. Getting ready to get on Steamin' Demon. It is currently a little bit before 12:30 p.m. and we are about to escape Six Flags Great Escape. It wasn't a bad park. It's probably going to be the worst or the second worst park we do on this trip of the 10. Comet was pretty good, but all the other roller coasters, especially the Boomerang and Steamin' Demon, the Aero Looper right behind me, were not good at all. They were really bad. And even the mine train that they have ran strangely rough. Operations, as you would expect from a Six Flags park, were really not good either. Yeah, nothing really else to say, but we're headed into Vermont and New Hampshire now, where we're going to prepare for tomorrow's park and also go to Mount Washington tomorrow morning. Okay, we are driving through the state of New York, about to enter Vermont. We have to go to Fair. Oh, we're in Vermont. We are getting gas here in Vermont. It is $3.59, basically $3.60 a gallon. Much cheaper than the almost $3.80 we were seeing in a lot of places over in New York, near Lake George. We're here filling up the car. Cheaper gas over here than in New York State. Okay, let's go.
Continue for 6 miles.
This one's got some more internal structure to it.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, we've had a great time here in the state of Vermont. We've actually done quite a bit. We stopped twice, once at a little country store, and then we also stopped in Woodstock, Vermont, and that was a very like postcard New England town. And now we're getting ready to leave the state of Vermont, and we're getting ready to cross into New Hampshire, and that's going to happen in just a little bit here once we cross the Connecticut River here. There we go.
Welcome to New Hampshire.
There we go. We're in the state of New Hampshire now. These mountains are ridiculous. Like, they actually are. Crazy. But it was that one behind us that was the super tall one. Way taller than where we live back home. We just got to our hotel near Conway, New Hampshire. Our car is very dirty from driving in the rain. Look at the mountains in the distance. This is a crazy area. You can see we're staying at Home 2 Suites today. White mountains in the distance. We drove through the national park. Absolutely insane, as you may have seen in some of those clips. But we're going in now to spend the night for Mount Washington tomorrow. We are here this morning at the Mount Washington Cog Railway. It is 47 degrees outside and raining, and this is at base. It's supposed to be near freezing at the top.
That grows in the rocks.
This is absolute
The
insanity.
rocks here are known as
We're 5,000 feet above the ground right now.
rock. A lot of people seem to think it's granite.
Oh
New
my
Hampshire,
gosh.
Granite state, right? This is mica schist. And the mica sometimes 5 times a day.
It is literally
I see
snowing
a lot
out
of
here.
hikers up here.
Literally snowing.
Now my personal observation.
What is
hikers that I see,
this?
you just
We are at the top of Mount Washington. That's a scientific observation center. It was snowing earlier. There's literally snow on the ground. It's insane. Cell tower there, I guess. So the weather has changed a lot, and we're here at Storyland. We just went on the raft ride here. That actually gets you pretty wet. It was a bad choice. I'm wearing jeans right now, and they're a little wet. My dad changed into shorts, so he's doing all right, but we're gonna go around. There's a log flume over here. I don't know why we want to do that. We just got way too more wet than we bargained for on that raft ride. That was pretty good. That was actually a really good raft ride. So we just got off Rarasaurus. That was a really good coaster. We did it in the back, and it was super intense for a family coaster. That is not a family coaster in the back row. What is that? Oh my gosh. This is a cool park. It's like a little excavators that your kids can use. Oh my god. This park is so cool. So we just got out of Storyland, which is here in Glen, New Hampshire, and that is a really, really good family park. There are a lot of very childish attractions there, but there are also a lot of things that really, even if you're a lot older, you can still enjoy. They have a nice log flume, a nice raft ride. Rarasaurus is a great wooden coaster, really good wooden coaster. Unfortunately, Polar Coaster, which is the older coaster at the park, was closed for some renovations, but not a big deal since that's not as crazy of a coaster. But overall, a really nice family park that they have here in New Hampshire. They're lucky to have it here. It's been a little bit, and we've made it here to Maine in our hotel. It was about an hour and a half drive, not too bad. Maine really snuck up on us, so we did not video crossing into Maine, but we're about 20 minutes from downtown Portland, which I believe is that way. It's kind of hard to think that this is near Portland, because I'm pretty sure Portland's a pretty big city, and this does not look super big suburban area. And then the park we're doing tomorrow, Funtown USA, is also about 20 minutes away from us, from where we are. It's the morning now. We're here at the Portland Head Light. That's the lighthouse right there. We're out on the rocks here. There's a gate over there that you can come and walk around in this area. We are here way early, but that is Excalibur, the park's CCI wooden coaster right there. Pretty big wooden coaster for a park of this size. So we just got off the Wild Mouse, and earlier we did the log flume 3 times, and we did Excalibur twice. Excalibur is a really, really good wooden coaster. Probably the best coaster we've done on the trip so far. First half is very like kind of airtime with a side of laterals. The second time is kind of just all laterals the whole time. And then the log flume was pretty good too, and the wild mouse, pretty standard what you would expect with a wild mouse. But we're just gonna go around, check out some of the other interesting attractions. I've heard some things about this attraction here, so we'll check that out in a little bit here. So we're back in the car now. We just got finished up here at Funtown USA. It's probably the second best park we've done at the trip. Great Escape last, and then Storyland's probably better than this. Just overall the park's better. But some of the rides here are pretty good. We did the indoor scrambler. That was actually really cool. A little outdated, but it was still a really cool ride. And then Excalibur's a really good wooden coaster. So we spent about, I guess, two and a half hours here. We were really done with everything in about an hour and a half or 2. So I'd say if you spend 2 hours at this park, you're pretty good with everything. Here at a Shell for gas stop number 3 of the trip. Here it is, $3.39, so $3.40 a gallon. Cheapest we've paid so far. So we are back at the hotel now. It is a lot later. It is about 9:30 p.m. We did a little bit since I got gas. We went and looked around kind of this cool coastal town. Saw really old Episcopal church. Walked around the really cool downtown area, a nice bustling kind of classic New England town. And then we actually went and got some lobster rolls at another area near the coast, and now we're back here. And so tomorrow we're going to Canobie Lake Park, which is actually back in New Hampshire. So we're actually going to cross into Massachusetts and then into New Hampshire for this park. And then we're also going to Salem, Massachusetts tomorrow, so that'll be cool. And so we're going to be going to the park pretty bright and early tomorrow morning because they have a 9 a.m. opening. We're having breakfast this morning at our Hampton Inn, and yesterday was pretty packed in here. Today, it is dead in here. We're getting ready to cross into the state of New Hampshire here, across this bridge.
Welcome to New Hampshire.
There we go. So now we're in the state of New Hampshire. And then we're going to leave New Hampshire, I believe, and then come back into the state of New Hampshire here in a little bit. Alright, so it's just a few minutes later, and now we're about to cross into another new state of the trip, and then cross back into a state we've already been to. And there we go.
Welcome to Massachusetts.
We're in Massachusetts now. There we go. So we'll be back here later when we go to Salem. But for now, we're actually about to take an exit, get on another highway, and basically start traveling back towards the far southern point of New Hampshire. And then we'll be crossing back into the state of New Hampshire pretty soon. Let's see, I guess we'll get... Yeah.
Welcome to New Hampshire.
Just not, I guess... 20-25 minutes later or something like that, we're back in New Hampshire. So we just got off Untamed here at Canobie Lake Park. That was actually a really nice coaster there. In the front it was a little jittery. In the back though, we did it in the back row second, it was significantly smoother. The drop is always on Eurofighters Beyond Vertical, really nice. Inversions, got some hang time there on the loop. A little jittery there in the front again, but overall, not bad. Okay, we're here at Canobie Lake Park. It's about 11 a.m. This was the wrong day to come to this park. I swear every single middle schooler in the state of New Hampshire is at this park today. It is absolutely packed. We found one of the few areas that isn't packed. That's Canobie Lake right there. But it's ridiculous. The lines for everything are long, and I think this park normally it doesn't have super long lines, but the lines for everything are incredibly long. Luckily, we already have gotten everything that we wanted to get, but I don't think we're going to be spending much more time here just because the park is absolutely packed with kids right now. We're out here on Canobie Lake now. You can actually get this boat, basically boat cruise through Canobie Lake. And this is free at the park. And then over there, you can see the dock that we took off from. Right over there. And we're out here. So it is currently a little bit before 12:30 p.m. and we're about to head out. The park is incredibly busy right now with a bunch of middle schoolers from the area. If those kids were not here, I would imagine it would be an incredibly calm, really nice park environment. And from what I've heard, that's normally what it's like here. Is just a really nice park environment. However, the park is absolutely crawling with a bunch of really hyper middle schoolers today. A lot of the attractions in here are really cool. Yankee Cannonball, the wooden coaster, that's right over there, is really nice. Runs really nice for an old wooden coaster. Not really any airtime, but runs nice. Untamed has a little bit of headbanging, but not too much, and especially if you're in the back row, there actually is quite a bit of a difference. It is quite a bit smoother in the second row. There's also a nice dark ride here, like Mine of Lost Souls. That's a unique dark ride. And then the Policy Pond log flume is a pretty good log flume too. So we're getting ready to head out and head over to Salem, Massachusetts, and we're not actually going to be doing any parks. Today's Monday. We're actually not going to be doing any more parks until Thursday, when we're going to be at Lake Compound. So there's no parks until then, so we're just doing some sightseeing throughout the area. So it is actually nighttime now. We are near nighttime, sun setting. We are at our hotel here in Salem, Massachusetts. We did some Salem Witch Trial stuff. It's a little bit more tacky related things and less history related than I would have liked it to be, but there were some cool stuff around here, especially to our hotel. We're actually on the 5th floor right now, technically the 6th, because the parking garage, really 5th floor. We have a nice room. We actually have a pretty good view of, that's actually a post office building over there. Kind of one of the main streets in town here we have a nice view of. But tomorrow we're going to head into Boston for a little bit, and then we're going to continue and make our way down to Plymouth in the afternoon. And so that's basically what we're going to be doing tomorrow, and so no parks tomorrow or Wednesday. It's the morning now. We're here in Boston on the USS Constitution. So a little bit ago we went to the Boston Tea Party, basically live reenactment museum type of thing, and now we are here at our Hampton Inn, which is here near Plymouth, Massachusetts, where we're going to spend the night before we leave tomorrow. It is actually the next day. We're here at our hotel in Plymouth, Massachusetts. Yesterday we went and saw the Plymouth Rock, and then we also went and we didn't tour it, but we saw the Mayflower too. And then we drove out to some other town about 40 minutes away to have dinner, just to kind of find something to do. And now we're about to leave this morning And in not too long, we'll probably be headed towards Newport, Rhode Island. That is the lunch stop for today. And then our final stop for today will be in Mystic, Connecticut. So we're here this morning at the, I believe it's Plymouth Patuxent Museum? Yeah. And basically it's kind of this immersive environment for seeing the basically the Native American tribe that was here when the first settlers came to Plymouth, and then also a recreation of like with the original Plymouth settlement. And they have, in the Plymouth settlement area, they have basically live actors that, you know, recreate the same accent they had at the time, and are very, very well educated and know what they're talking about. So really cool around here. We are on our way to Rhode Island, and we have stopped for fuel for our 4th time on the trip at this gas station in Massachusetts. It is $3.46 a gallon. Really $3.45, but I mean pretty much $3.46. Yep.
Welcome to Rhode Island.
We're now in the state of Rhode Island. Currently, we're touring the breakers here. This is pretty cool. That is the breakers mansion. That is the ocean out there. So it is much, much later. It's actually after 10 p.m. at night now. We are here in Mystic, Connecticut at our hotel. We basically just got here to our hotel in Connecticut, wasn't able to film, just kind of got sidetracked with some other things, and we went and ate, we looked around the town of Mystic, and then we just came back here, so that's about it. But this is actually going to be the end of this first of 2 vlogs. So the second video will cover basically the second half of the trip, or really the park half of the trip. This side of the trip really didn't have all that much when it came to parks, only 4, and all of which were pretty small. It was mostly other non-park related things, but that's going to change in the next video. There's going to be a lot more park related things going on, so definitely tune in to see that. So that is basically all that we have for the first week of the trip, and we have 2 parks here in New England, and then we're going to be out and down to New Jersey and Pennsylvania. So hopefully go and watch the second video if it's already out, and go take a look at the other parks we're doing on this trip.
All about the credits. All about the credits.